Hi and welcome to Mr. Jacob's creative lesson for this week. We're going to be looking at creating a bird feeder. So will you choose any one of the ideas that are shown here, or you could take some of the ideas and recreate your own bird feeder. So I've got one here that has been made out of Lego. I chose this because I remember when I was a child I made like a garage out of Lego which had a long piece that would flip up and down. So when the bird stood on one end, it would act like a seesaw, and then the bread would roll down and the bird would take it, and it actually works. And when I saw this on Google, I thought, fantastic, I'd love to see what ideas you can come up with creating a bird feeder out of Lego, obviously if you've got some. If you haven't got any Lego, you may have had some eggs. You've got an egg carton, you could recreate that one. We've also got plastic bottle here that we recycle, so we're good at recycling at our school. Here's an example of making a bird feeder out of a plastic bottle, and I have a drinks carton box here. Now I'm actually going to show you how to make the drinks carton one on the next slide, but you can choose any of these other designs, and there are details and instructions as well as video links. Okay, so I've chosen the milk carton bird feeder to show you this morning. So here is where I've got up to. I have painted it, got my string ready to hang on, and then my food will go inside. The birds can come and perch on there and then obviously peck inside. Now I may go on to decorate this towards the end of this video, but I'm just going to go through a few tips on how to make it. So here is my milk carton. What I'm looking to do is create a hole in the middle. Now my one here, as you can see, I'm looking at it, I may make a slightly bigger gap there, so when the bird sits on the edge there, it can actually get in a little bit easier. So I may make that a little bit taller. Now it's important that we're very careful with this because there are risks. We've got sharp scissors. It is quite difficult to get into a cardboard box, so we do need to be careful. So I place my box on the table like so. Now I'm just going to open up my scissors. Now you can see my hand is well away. It's going to be supporting it here. My hand is away from the blades here, and I'm just going to open it up. Just position my hand like so. So again, well away from the blade. I want to come up about that high. You need to come up fairly high because this is where the food is going to be stored. So I'm just going to make an insertion a little bit higher there. Again. So you need to press down. It is a bit tricky. You may need an adult just to make that first insertion for you, and then you can go around cutting your bird box. Like I said, I'm going to go a bit higher than my previous effort. I'm done there. Now I did consider leaving that on and maybe even attaching a bit of card underneath to here to create a bit of a perch, really, a platform for the bird to stand on. But in the image we saw in the previous slideshow, it did show the bird's feet sit on the edge there quite well. So I'm going to go with the advice on the picture actually, and just cut that out. And then repeat on the other side. You want to do around about the same height. So again, hand well out of the way, push down, makes that first insertion. Little tip, don't do it on a valuable surface. I really should have perhaps a chopping board underneath what I'm doing, so be careful with that. And please, as much as I know you will want to do this, have an adult there just to offer a bit of a guiding hand. Okay, I know you're very capable of being sensible and being safe, but to be honest, it's always handy to have an adult present. All right, now this is where I got to so far. Obviously with this one, I've now got the hole in. Now I did have an idea. I created holes for this piece of string, but rather than risk it, because this particular piece of cardboard is kind of double the thickness of this, and making a hole was a bit tricky. If you want to, you need to push it down, take it to the edge of the table like so, but have something underneath. Got some cardboard there to make an insertion. You could do that. One thing I thought about this morning, and I haven't tried it yet, so it might not work, is just making an insertion, so cutting on this side, keep your fingers away, so cutting on this side, cutting on that side because the cardboard is thick, it is pretty strong. So then what I can do, there's quite a tight fit in there. Okay, so again I can bring it round here, cut it through. In fact, what I could do, which will make it even better, see I'm thinking on top of my head here, something you can always do when you've got an idea, be creative as you go along. So I've put the string through the sides, then I've got this bit at the end. I can now just tie this together just so it stays secure. Okay, I could cut these off just so they're not getting in the way or putting the bird off. So now this is ready to hang from a tree once I have painted it. It can hang from a tree or a post. It needs to be quite high up because we have a lot of cats around this way, so obviously we don't want the birds to fall foul of the cat. So we need to position it carefully. The food is mentioned on the slideshow, what type of food you can put in there. We all think of bread. We know it's really, if you think about it, it's not supposed to be that good for the birds. It's not going to kill them, but it doesn't make them feel very, very well. So there are a list at the end of the slideshow to do it. As I said, you can decorate this further. My children are keen to take over from what I've done here. They're a bit younger than you, so I've created it to this stage, and then they want to stick on some of the animal sort of felt things they've got. So here's a butterfly, it's not dragonfly. So they plan to stick things like that on. I'm not going to do it because I have promised them that they can do that. But here is quite a straightforward bird feeder. The ideas are there on the slideshow, or think of your own. If you can come up with something, maybe you've got a parent who's interested or has got some loose wood and you actually want to make a wooden bird box. There's lots of videos out there on how to do that type of thing, but these are quite simple and straightforward ways to do it. So good luck with that. I would really enjoy seeing some pictures, so if you could, send them back to me or to your teacher on email and ask them to pass them on. Have fun and well done on feeding the birds. So this is the Lego bird feeder. I know, what a title, fantastic. So could you use your Lego skills to create a bird feeding station like the one in the picture? Here they've obviously used a lot of bricks to build a tower which you could replicate. I wouldn't advise building a tower out of Lego that's going to be high off the ground. I would build something that attaches to a table maybe, or that you could even place in a tree possibly, or on top of a table, something that breaks up that height difference a little bit. What you're going to need, you need to create a design that the birds can stand on. As you can see here, the bird is able to stand on as it feeds. They need to be able to see the food. It's possible you could hide a little bit maybe because they would be possibly able to smell it, but you'll attract more birds if they can actually see the food. Position it away from the cat, so if you've got cat yourself or you've got neighbours with cats, it does need to be high off the ground so that the cats don't attack them. Colourful, goes without saying really with Lego, it's going to be colourful. And you need to use suitable food. Now in this picture here you can just make out there's some bird seed there. You don't have to go out to the shops and buy bird seed for these creations. Towards the end we'll look at the suitable food that you can put out yourself that you've probably got in your kitchen, in your house right now. The egg box feeder. You will need an egg box, funny that, some string and scissors, and again suitable food. So you cut your empty used egg box in half as shown, keeping the better half to store your food. You can choose which half you want to use, entirely up to you. Then insert a hole in each corner of the egg box. Tie your 4 pieces of string, so you need to cut the string at the same height really, the same length I should say, so that when you tie it to the tree they all tie together. Okay, so then you tie the feeder to a branch or even a garden post. If you've got a garden post you could hammer a nail into it and attach it to that. Ideally a tree branch would be easier, and again you can fill that with suitable food. You can buy bird food obviously from the shops, but that's going to be expensive, where you can just use food scraps. You can Google this feeder or video on how to make it, but I think you'll probably get the hang of what you're doing. But if you want to see the video, then just put homemade egg box feeder into Google search. So the plastic bottle feeder, again, it is quite straightforward. I think you can see how to do it really. You're going to need a plastic bottle, still with its lid, remember, string and scissors, and 2 thin pieces of wood like a wooden skewer, or simply 2 suitably sized twigs out of your garden. You want them long enough just so that when you push it through the bottle as you see in the picture, you can have 2 birds sat on either side, for example. If you've got 2 twigs, obviously 4 birds could attach it. So again, suitable food. What you need, take an empty plastic bottle and make 4 little holes. These are for your twigs. So push the twigs through, making sure obviously that the holes are parallel at the same level, otherwise your bird's going to be sliding them off a little bit. Fill your bottle with seeds and then screw the lids back on. Then use the string to tie around the lid of your bottle and then hang it from a branch or a post. Now there is one instruction I've missed out on purpose, of course. You need to cut a little hole or little holes around your bottle so your bird can peck the seed or whatever food you put into the bottle out of it. So once you put the holes in for your twigs and you've pushed those through your little wooden skewers, you then just make some little insertions so that your bird can peck the seed from the bottle. Again, there is a video. If you Google homemade bottle bird feeder, it will come up with a choice of videos to watch and create your own. Right, milk or juice carton feeder. I've just shown you in the previous slides how to do it. So you need an empty juice or milk carton, string and scissors, suitable food. I've talked you through this already, so I won't bore you with that, my voice anymore. You can see it hanging up there, and again you can Google homemade carton bird feeder and it will show you how to do it. You can see in this one it's decorated, and in my video it was also. Suitable food then. So you can get bird food from most supermarkets, pet shops and some garden centres. However, we often have leftover food from dinner or items at home that we can feed the birds. Bread, as you probably know, is not considered very healthy for birds. It's not going to kill them or anything. There are just better choices of food to give them, and if they have too much bread, give them a bit of a sore tummy basically. If you would like to make a suet ball to hang from a tree, again go to Google and Google making a homemade suet or fat ball for birds. This is more beneficial really in the winter months where there's less food out. But certainly if you'd like to have a bit of a go at that, then do give it a go. In pink here we have more suitable foods. We've got apples and bananas, cooked pasta and rice, not raw, sweet corn and peas, hard cheese. If you've got a melon at home, you could use the seeds from that. Pumpkin obviously nearer November time, October time, and squash seeds. If you've got any of those types of seeds. Peanut butter. You can't stick the jar of peanut butter out there. I'd suggest that you attach some peanut butter. You could put some in your bird feeder, the egg carton one for definite. You could put that in there. Some raisins and some cereal, Rice Krispies. We often put out because that's what the children leave in their cereal bowls. And that's an example of something you can do. So when you've finished eating your dinner, if you've got any scrapped sweet corn, peas, anything like what's listed here, then certainly just pop them into your bird feeder. The plastic bottle one might be a little bit difficult. It could get sort of cluggy and get stuck to the bottle and wouldn't be very suitable in that container. But certainly in the carton feeder or the egg box feeder, the birds could just peck it out from that. Have some fun. I'd love to, I really do mean it, I would love to see some of your creations, particularly with the Lego. Like I said, I created a Lego bird feeder when I was probably about your age actually, so I would be really interested to see your creations. Have fun with it, enjoy it, and you're doing a great thing at the same time by helping birds. The other thing not on that list is things like cherries. That you might have a cherry tree near you or in your garden. Just pick up the ones off the floor. They are very good at getting to the right ones before humans, to be honest, birds, so you might struggle to find some. Don't go touching many of the berries like the real red ones, and certainly don't eat them yourself because they're dangerous. So don't go giving yourself a dicky tummy. So have fun, and again, please send me some pictures. Take care now. Bye-bye.